Vice President of Programming, so I'm running for re-election. Some of the things that I would change, being in this position, is definitely how we do events. And the reason I say that is because of some of the things that I've learned from currently having this position. A lot of our events, we really don't get, like you guys are here now. And to be honest, most of you guys are probably here because of the free food. And I would like a lot of students to just want to come and want to be involved in our campus. And like I said, a lot of the problems that I have currently is that even our flyers and stuff, people don't necessarily pay attention to the flyers. And so I want to find a way to get the students more involved in wanting to come to our campus. So that's one of my bigger goals if I'm reelected.
I'm Marcy Sullivan, running for Vice President of Programming. One of the things I would change would be attendance. It's very low at certain events. The flyers, the posting, they're not very, people don't see them a lot. They need to be Facebook, YouTube. Try to get events out there. More events, bigger events. Think more things need to happen weekly, every other week. Just not a lot happens. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Wes Haffenen. I'm running for Vice President of Programming. It's really great to see you guys here because you're who I'll be working for next year to plan your activities next year. I'm running with these fine gentlemen, Cody, Joe, and Joe, on a ticket. The main problems in SAB are attendance at events and also the fact that there are very few SAB members. SAB is the Student Activities Board on campus. They plan all your events throughout the year. There's only a handful of students planning the thousands of the events for thousands of students on campus. My main goal is to recruit more members for SAB. That way we have more people to generate ideas for events for you to get attendance up throughout the year. That's basically what I would like to start off with. Start off strong in the fall semester with getting more people involved on campus and appealing to more students.
What experience do you currently have that sets you apart from your competition?
I'm involved in several student organizations on campus. I'm a member of IPFW's Judicial Court, so I represent you here on campus in student government already. I'm from the Fort Wayne area, so I already know a lot of the people in this area. I have contacts in the region, and I can that'll enable me to fulfill the goals in this position very well. Experience-wise, I've been in student government organizations, and I have a lot of new ideas because this would be my first term as the Vice President of Programming.
Experience. I currently work as the secretary in the student government office, so I see a lot of what happens behind the scenes. I help out a lot with the ordering and the flyers and whatnot happens. I get a lot of things going. I know what happens. I lived in student housing for 2 years, so I know that there needs to be a lot going on, and yeah.
Well, my experience is previous to me becoming the student body president of programming this year, I was in SAB for 3 years prior to me receiving the position as the director of student programming. I'm not only in a number of student organizations, I'm very outgoing. I take the initiative to get things that may be questionable, but students want. So not only, like I said, have I been a part of the Student Activities Board, but I've been in IPSGA. I've worked in a number of campuses, on a number of offices on campus, and I think I'm it, I guess.
We got a question.
What I want to know is that, okay, I hear you guys talk about what experience you have with, your credentials and stuff like that, and I also heard you say something like outgoing. That's kind of more so like what I want to know, like, what makes you a great leader? Because this position, all these positions that you guys are going for are all about being great leaders. What is it that you work on, or either that you're trying to basically present to the student body that's important as being a leader in these positions that you're looking or seeking to hold, or that you already hold? You'll say it wrong.
Like I said, I think that I'm a great leader. I have held my freshman year here, I worked in the admissions office, and by the time I was a sophomore, I was already the student coordinator for the STARS program. If any of you guys are familiar with that, we give tours. They give tours on campus. But I've done a number of leadership conferences, and I think in programming, you need to be the one who's not afraid to get what the students want. There'll be a lot of things that you guys want that administrators don't quite see necessary or don't quite see fit, but we are the students. We here make IPFW. And I think if you aren't the type of person to say, hey, this is what our students want, this is what they want to see, regardless of whether it may be questionable, you have to be that one to say, it's worth a shot. Because if you don't try, then how will you ever know if it works?
As far as leadership, that is my major. I'm majoring in OLS, which is organizational leadership and supervision. I'm being trained in managing people. I'm being trained in hiring and finding out things. So as far as leadership, my major, that's what I'm studying, that's what I'm learning to do. Thank you.
As I said before, I'm in several student orgs on campus. I already work for the students in a lot of ways on campus, and my main goal for next year is to reach out to you to get new ideas so we can do a lot of new things next year with the Student Activities Board. Most people on campus don't even know what the Student Activities Board is. I'm hoping that I have enough experience and that my leadership will allow you to get the best events for next year.
I had a question. You guys were talking about getting activities out to the students, and I recently received a newsletter format of doing that from the International Studies Department. And is there any way, or do you think that you would be able to make that happen? And then that way it would be easier for students to know about these events, because sometimes, I mean, you don't see the flyer, you're not on campus, so I think that'd be a great way to make that happen.
Of course we'll be able to make that happen because you brought it up, and that would be an idea that you generated that next year can be brought forth. A big problem with the Student Activities Board is the fact that most students don't know about the events. Earlier in the year, there were free tickets to some baseball games, and there was free tickets to Video Games Live. I don't know if any of you went there. The majority of the people who went were in student government or people who hung out in WALB. It wasn't really well advertised. My goal is to create Facebook events, get the information out, and other advertising means so that you actually know what you have, what you can get for free. I mean, there's stuff that the Student Activities Board does for you that you don't even know is going on, and that's my goal for next year, is so that the wider student body has an opportunity to take advantage of these resources.
I don't know how long you've been going here, but if you remember, every time you'd sign on to a computer here on campus, there would be a pop-up about events. I would like to bring that sort of thing back, or put it up on the my PFW page. As far as newsletters, that could happen. That would be a great idea to bring up. Facebook, YouTube, just the normal things.
As you mentioned, a lot of times you aren't on campus, and a lot of those events that were mentioned were not sponsored by Student Activities Board. However, one of the things that I would be interested in and that I've learned being in this position is it's a lot. Not only does it save a lot of money, but if we can get some of the bigger events, when I say bigger, I mean more costly events, planned earlier in the year, then we can get a postcard out to you guys, whether it's a magnet or something like that you can keep. Athletics does this, the magnet of all of their home games. I mean, you already have it. You have it there. You have it to see. I've been trying to send out department letters. I've gotten with the Vice Chancellor numerous times to send out department emails, so that way the departments and the professors can get them. And I emailed them and let them know, hey, let your classes know this is what's going on, because like you said, we don't see the flyers. It's very rare that you see a flyer, on campus, unless it appeals to you. So that's some of the things that I would definitely work to implement if I was reelected.
Thank you. Over the years, I've noticed that a lot of times SAB will kind of target athletics and piggyback on doing events with them. And while athletics is good, and I think they're great organizations, that's a very small fraction of the student population. I think it's under 5%. And they already have a lot of money that's being spent on them. How are you going to try to target students who aren't in athletics, aren't in student organizations, and try to get them involved? because they're the students who come, they don't think there's anything going on, and then they leave. So I think they're the ones that really need targeted and to feel like there's actually a community here that we're trying to create.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because that was a big issue last year. And this year we did not partnership with athletics as much. And one of my bigger things working with Homecoming this year was letting them know that I think, as a former athlete myself, I think that it's a big issue that we do a lot of things for athletics and they don't participate. Some of the events that I've done this year was the video games, not the video games live, the Xbox Game Zone, which we'll also have again, but a lot of students came to that. A lot of students like to play Xbox. We've done a number of speakers. I've tried to target different audiences, and like I said, I think that one of the major issues is flyers and the way to get to the students. So I've not only targeted multiple audiences, but I've partnered with different organizations on campus, different departments, and so I think that there's a number of ways to go about hitting other students.
I have noticed a big problem with Unity. School pride is a big problem also. I've noticed that you have to work a lot with the athletics being an SAB, but to kind of shy away from that, I would bring other events like open mic, battle of the bands, concerts. You don't see a lot of that happening. You just see speakers or just little things. I wanted to bring bigger things, target more people.
That was a really great question because the SAB has partnered with the athletes more often than a lot of other groups on campus. I think that we need to open it up and be more broad and partner with lots of groups on campus. We can have dances, we can have, as she said, bands coming on campus. We can host concerts. That was a big thing that was part of last year's. A lot of the candidates said they wanted to have concerts on campus. My question to you is, who do you want to have on campus? That's your guys' decision. I'm working for you. What do you want to have? What events? Who do you want to have here for you? We need to appeal to more people, include the entire student body, not just specific groups.
That will be it for questioning for the Vice President of Programming. Give him a round of applause.